Hi guys, I am Melissa of Halo Designs, and this is my husband, JC. He's my assistant slash honeydew cameraman, whatever I need him to do. And tonight we are going to make this piece. It is a Halloween witch's hat from the Dollar Tree, repurposed into this. And I'm going to teach you how to make it tonight.
Hold on.
That was lovely feedback.
Yeah.
You okay? Are we good? All right, so I'm just going to continue while we work out the technical difficulties. So again, we are going to take items from the Dollar Tree. There are a couple of optional items that I have added tonight. Are we having technical difficulties still? I apologize. We will get the bugs worked out just a second. Hi, Devo. Hi, Mom. For those of you that are watching, if you can see me and I'm not frozen and you can hear me, please comment and let me know, because on our end it looks like we're having technical difficulties. I think the mic will pick it up.
Alrighty.
Turn that volume down because I think this mic will pick it up. All right, okay. So the things that we're going to need tonight are from the Dollar Tree. You're going to need one witch's hat with boo on it. You're going to need one package of black Deco tubing and one package of orange Deco tubing. You're going to need 2 scarves from the Dollar Tree also. You can see them here. They're very sheer, but they have a nice print on them. You're going to need 2 scarves. You're going to need a sign. This is an optional item. It is not necessary, but if you want to achieve the look of this piece behind me, you will need a sign like this. It did come from Hobby Lobby, and I will post item numbers, SKUs for those interested in finding the exact sign. You will need 4 different ribbons. And you can use scraps or anything that you have lying around that might be Halloween themed that match the orange and black color scheme, because you're only going to use an 8-inch strip of each color, so you won't need much at all. You will need 1 pumpkin pick. I found this in a package of 3 at Hobby Lobby for $2.99, and of course I got it before they really started putting the Halloween stuff out, and it was 40% off. So 3 picks and a package of, that costs $2.99. Costs very little, but you can use any pick you want. But this is also an optional item. You do not have to add it, but to achieve this look, you would want to. 1, I don't know what you would call this, orange sparkly glitter pick with little styrofoam balls. Well, can't grab it. Styrofoam balls on the end. You won't use this whole thing. You're only going to cut off a little piece that's going to go right here. So you can repurpose this for other projects later. You're going to need 1 package of black shiny Chenille stems, also Dollar Tree. And you're going to need 3 rolls of black 5-inch Deco mesh and 1 roll of orange 5-inch Deco mesh. And I think that does it for all of our supplies. I'm going to move everything out of the way. So to start this project, you're going to need a few tools. You're going to need a rotary cutter. This is good for cutting Deco mesh to help it fray less. All Deco mesh is going to fray, no matter what you do, but this does help cut down on the fraying. Pair of good multi-purpose scissors, some wire cutters, any kind will do as long as they're sharp, You're going to need probably 5 or 6 black zip ties. They don't have to be this long. They can be the smaller ones, but these are just what I had on hand. You're also going to need some E6000 and some hot glue with a glue gun. I have that off here. It's not plugged in yet, so when we're ready for that part, I'll bring it up. I think that's it for all the supplies that we're going to need for now. I have prepared and cut all of the Deco mesh and the Deco tubing before I went live, so we can make this short and painless for everybody. But I will show you how I cut the Deco mesh for you to be able to watch later and know how to do it. For all those of you who are joining, if you don't mind sharing this and give me some thumbs up if you think I'm doing a good job, because I am super nervous. This is my very first live, you guys, and I don't know if you can tell my voice is kind of shaky, my hands are shaky, but I have my sidekick, my partner in crime, my husband here, who is my biggest supporter in the world. Oh God, I'm gonna get all weepy. He's with me tonight to help calm my nerves. So if I'm stumbling over my words, he's gonna pick up where I leave off and maybe tell a funny joke. He's a cool guy. All right, let me get a sip of water because my mouth is super dry. If you have any questions, feel free to post them and he can read them out loud and I'll answer any questions that you guys have. Just keep in mind that I am a beginner. I hope you like my work, but I am a beginner, so I don't know everything. I am learning. Hopefully soon I am going to be taking a floral design course that will further this business and allow me to branch out into other things besides wreath making and stuff like that. I can do floral design as well. All right, so first to show you how I cut the Deco mesh. This is a roll that I've already started cutting off of. It's what was left over of the 3rd roll that I cut earlier. You're going to need 18 10-inch cuts of the orange Deco mesh, and you're going to need 36 10-inch cuts of the black Deco mesh. And in each bundle, you're going to put 2 pieces of black and 1 piece of orange. So to cut your Deco mesh, you just lay it across your cutting board. And I suggest a self-healing cutting board because we use rotary cutters. These things are super sharp. And you roll it across and the mat heals itself. It goes back. So there's no cut marks and it doesn't allow you to, I don't know how to even say that. Your mesh can catch on regular cutting boards when you cut them up and leave jagged edges. So a self-healing leaves a smooth surface that won't catch the edges of your Deco mesh. So since we're doing 10-inch cuts, you're just going to start at your edge line here, go over to your 10 mark, open your rotary cutter, and just cut it 10 inches. And then you have a piece that looks like this, okay? You're gonna do that for all of your cuts, okay? Hi, honey.
Hi, Jane.
Hi, sweetheart. Mwah. I love you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being supportive. I am working on your stuff. I just have had an influx of things, and yeah, I haven't forgotten, and you're gonna love it. So, like I said, I had prepared most of everything here. You know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. First, we need to prepare our witch's hat. I need to slow down, don't I? I get so nervous.
Slow down just a tad.
Okay. All right. So a lot of the people are taking, just kind of, you know, this is a pretty popular thing right now among us wreathers, repurposing these Dollar Tree witch hats. You can make them into scarecrow hats. You can make them into Santa hats. Pretty versatile with one base. But a lot of people are taking off all of this tinsel, and to me that's just extra time, and it's not a step that's super necessary because no matter what you cover this with, it's going to cover all of that. And to me it just gives more of a solid base to work off of with less holes, because well, I'm sure you can't see this. You will when I take this bottom part off, but there's a lot of dead space in here that things could come through. So just having the tinsel left on there, I think, gives a good solid work base. What I will do though is gently pull off the boo word and kind of hold your thumb to hold the tinsel down as you pull, so you don't pull the tinsel off of your base, and then you can throw it away. I also pull off the little square that serves as the buckle on the front of the hat. And whoops. All right. So now I'm just going to take and cut off from the silver down. I'm going to take off all the tinsel from the silver down. And it's just woven around. It comes off really easy. I'm just using my cutters to cut a starting line and the tinsel, so I don't have to spend a lot of time searching for my start line. Oh no, it's stuck. I just want to make sure to keep the tinsel across the top.
Oh, we got a lot of people looking.
Alright, here we go. Now we go. Now I can undo it. And they're just, I don't know if you can see, there are little pegs that the tinsel is wrapped around on top and bottom to wrap it around the frame. So it just winds in and out easily. Are you laughing at me?
No, I'm just seeing how everyone's commenting. We've got some people from Greensboro, Kentucky.
Hi,
Texas,
Kentucky. I am from Kentucky.
New Jersey.
Welcome. Sorry, I'm being kind of rude. I guess I'm kind of uber focused, being so nervous in my first Facebook Live. So yeah, I mean, if you're enjoying what we're doing so far, please like and share. If you share my page or share this video to your page, you can go back later and watch the tutorial and do this on your own. And I will post a supply list and the measurements for the cuts and how many you need and stuff like that for you guys to be able to create this on your own. All right, so here's the hat. I have just taken the bottom part off the frame, the tinsel off the bottom part of the frame, because this is the part that we're going to fill in with the Deco mesh and the Deco tubing, okay? This is the part we're going to wrap. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to cover the main part of the hat here using these scarves from the Dollar Tree. So you guys, if you are wanting something really pretty to display on a budget, you don't have to spend a lot. You can get something like this just by going and walking up down the aisles in your Dollar Tree. Okay, whew. Boy, I'm hot and thirsty. Wow.
Florida.
Do we have any questions?
No, we just
No
got
questions
people
yet?
saying hi in Las Vegas, Florida.
Would you do me a favor when people are saying hi, you say hi back, because I can't read their names way over there.
Well, it's just it takes a minute to kind of
Catch up.
catch up.
I know, Facebook's like that. Okay, so we have our scarf here, and here's where our first zip tie is going to come in. Oh, wait, I also cut the little inside tag off too. Okay. So, take it, your zip tie, and you can see on the back of your hat, there's a little hole. Just stick your zip tie through that. Whoops, it's upside down. And go ahead and start to tighten it down just a little bit. You want to leave room because you're going to stick the end of the scarf in there. So take the end of your scarf and just bunch it up a little, like that. And you're going to push it through. Okay, now this is the back of your frame. Okay, you're working on the back. This is the part that's going to hide, you know, like ends of zip ties. Most of them's hidden and you won't be able to see them at the end. But so you're doing this to the back of your frame. Just tighten your zip tie down on top of that scarf. Okay, so zip tie's tightened down. A good tug on the scarf. It's not coming off. See? Take your wire cutters and cut off your zip tie fairly close.
There's an echo.
It's because you have the volume up on the laptop and we've got volume feed from the mic.
My bad.
It's okay. We're learning together. Oh, darn it, that caught. All right.
Thank you, Kathy, for the heads up on the echo.
Thank you. I think he's probably like any husband, and he takes, you know, advice from other women better than his own wife. I love you, honey.
Love you too.
All right. So I'm just gonna let this hang down below me.
Everyone's just telling you to relax.
I know I'm super nervous. I feel like I'm stumbling over my words.
You're doing good. Just
So,
relax.
okay. I'm trying to hide the little white tag that I cut off. I don't want it to show, so I'm just turning the scarf around. All right. At this point, you've got it zip tied in. You're just gonna start wrapping it around. I try to pull a little over the top so it hides the tinsel, but you're just going to wrap it around. Doesn't have to be neat. It's kind of bunched. I don't know if you can see the texture. No rhyme or reason. There is a little hanger here, so I am going to keep it up when I pull the fabric around to give myself a hanger. And that way I don't have to add another one. So as you see, we're just taking the scarf, no rhyme or reason. And since the scarf is fairly thin, I don't mind it bunching up like that a little bit. It helps cover the base so you don't see through it, because the base is fairly, you know, sheer as well. It's not solid tinsel, they're holes. So as you can see, this goes really quick. Just wrapping it around. And I almost think you could get away with using one scarf. I did too when I did this first one, just because I wasn't sure. It was my first time. And after you do something the first time, you learn where you can do things differently the next time. So you can go with this. And this is okay to leave a little bit because we're going to have deco mesh, as you see, that kind of fluffs up a bit, and a sign. So it's going to be covered. Just pulling it down over the edge just a little bit more because I've got a little bit of extra fabric I can work with. Right, I'm just going to take and tuck that end up under the edge. I don't know if you saw. The end came around here and I tucked it up under the edge like this, see? Like that. Super easy. What do you guys think so far? Give me hearts if you like what we're doing. So, next we start with the deco mesh and adding the base of the witch's hat. Or the brim, I mean, sorry. You do want to kind of pull it taut when you're wrapping it around. You don't want it to be real loose. You want it to keep its form of the hat. All right, so I did pre-cut the deco mesh. And we will use 18 chenille stems or pipe cleaners on the bottom of this to fill it in. And I choose the ones from the Dollar Tree because they're $1 a pack and you won't use the whole pack. You can repurpose some of it for another project later. I'm going to move my ribbon and stuff out of the way. I don't know if you guys know what this is. This is a bow maker. It's called a Bodabra. When I first started wreath making, I bought one of these because I tried hand bows and they turned out horrible. They made me want to cry. So I bought this thinking, oh great, I'm gonna make boutique quality bows. And for a beginner, it's a great tool. But now that I have my Pro Bow, the hand, this has become a holder for my ruffles, and this is not an original idea. This was stolen from Damon at Deco Exchange, and so yeah, I'm going to do this. Set it right here, and I'm going to show you how it holds my ruffles. So while I'm getting things ready here, I just want to give you guys a little bit of background as to how things started. Never really thought of myself as a crafty person. As a matter of fact, I've tried several crafts in my lifetime, and most of them turn out horrible messes, not really successful. And one Sunday, I got a phone call from my daughter, and it was one of those phone calls that no parent ever wants to get. There was a lump in her throat pressing on her spinal vertebrae, and they weren't sure if it was cancerous or not. So that scare alone can send anybody into a whirlwind, you know, a parent. She's my oldest, my only girl, so it was hard. So that was on a Sunday. I went into work on a Monday. I work for a biomedical research and development, company in Greater Seattle area. And I went into work on that Monday, and I'd been at work about a couple of hours, and I was called into the office and was told that my hours would be reducing and my benefits would change. So I kind of lost it. I was devastated. So I took the rest of that day and the rest of that week off. That day I came home and sat on the couch and opened Facebook like I always do when, you know, I need to escape. And the first thing I saw was Nick Criticos doing a wreath on Home Talk. And I sat and I watched that whole thing. And I'm like, you know what, that seems fairly easy. And it was all kind of like this, repurposing Dollar Tree items. So I'm like, you know what, I think maybe if I tried this, that'll take my mind off of what's going on. And I had the week off, so I had the time. And, you know, my youngest, Logan, he was in daycare. My next oldest at home, Hayden, he's 10. He was on his video games on his phone doing his thing. So I'm like, you know, I've got time. So I went to Dollar Tree, picked up the supplies, and I made that wreath. And that was kind of how it all started, thanks to Nick. Go check him out at Nick's Seasonal Decor. He's a brilliant designer, and it was his wreath and actually his instruction. I'm a part of his paid group. He helps me learn and hone my craft. So go check him out, please. My husband's going to post the link for you to check him in the comments. So anyway, that was kind of how things got started. I made that wreath, and I'm like, you know what? I love this. I was not stressed. I went and bought more supplies. I made more wreaths. And then Halo was born. And Halo became of my son Hayden and Logan. It's part of both their names. Okay, so that was just a little bit of the backstory on how Halo got started. Back to the wreath. Okay, so Bo Deborah holding my ruffles. I did say that we're putting 3 pieces of the 10-inch mesh in each bundle. Okay, and I'll show you what a bundle is. So, a ruffle technique, you lay it flat. I'm kind of, you see the curve here? So I'm laying it in that direction where the curve is kind of going down. It makes an arch. I'm going to find the center, and I'm just going to use my fingers, just crunch it up like that. See? Make a bow. And then I slide it down the center. Okay? So now, see how that is. I layer it. I do a black, an orange, then a black. Just like that. Okay. So now, where did my hat go? Where'd the hat go? Oh, it's right here. Sorry. Okay, so now you're going to take your first Chenille stem pipe cleaner to your frame. Go to the very tip. You guys, if you want to make this later, please share my our feed to your or our live to your page, and you can go back later and watch it, and you can make this for yourself.
Oh, seems like Nick. Everybody started out with Nick.
Huh?
Seems like everybody else started with
Oh,
Nick.
Nick has been an amazing, amazing mentor for a lot of us wreath makers. He's a young guy, but very talented nonetheless. And always super helpful. We can go to him with any questions that we have, and he's right on it. He's right on it, answering our questions.
Okay, let me answer a couple questions.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so everyone's posting.
Mhm.
I'm trying to keep up with y'all, but like I said it earlier, there's a bit of delay, and the refresh tends to be a little slow. DT stands for Dollar Tree. So if you hear the acronyms being posted or seen on the comments, prior military, so we use acronyms a lot, so I apologize. And you guys are typing really fast, and I am trying to keep up.
Thank you guys for being so patient with us. This is our very first live. We're both a little nervous and learning the technical side of it as we go.
I'm only nervous because I'm nervous for you. That's the only reason I'm
Aw,
nervous.
Thank you. I love you. 11 years of marriage, and we're still lovey-dovey.
So, like I said, DT's Dollar Tree. The wreaths behind us are for sale. The hats have not been posted to the SD page, but I am trying to get that up there so you guys can take a look at it.
If you don't know, my husband works full-time as security. He also goes to college full-time to become a history teacher, and he helps me with this. He's a man of many hats. I'm thankful for him. All right, do we have any more questions? Can I?
No, I think we've kind of caught up now because it's just coming.
Okay. All right, wonderful. Okay.
Kansas.
So back to this. We have our 3 ruffles in our holder. Now we're going to take our Deco mesh tubing. You will need 19 20-inch strips of each color. So 19 20-inch strips of orange, 19 20-inch strips of black. You're going to take them, kind of put them together. This is not an exact science, okay? This is wreath making, so symmetry is good, but not always good, if that makes any sense. So you're going to take it, hold it about that far down, so you've got 2 little ends here, and you're just going to make a loop, okay? You're going to take the other 2 tails, fold them in, make another loop, so it looks just like this, okay? And I kind of give it a twist in the middle. Not everybody does that, but for me, I have rheumatoid arthritis, so it just helps hold it in. I feel like I have to hold it a little less tight. And also, for those of you who have achy hands like I do and suffer from, arthritis, this is a lifesaver. This is what allows me to continue wreath making, because wreath making is a lot of using your hands. So, you've got your ruffles, and I just take and slide them up from the bottom, pinching in the middle. And then I pinch the 2 bundles together. Okay, so this is your bundle. You've got your 3 pieces of Deco mesh and your 2 pieces of tubing. So then you're going to take your chenille stem that you put on your base, lay it in there, and make sure it's really tight. Pull your chenille stem opposite ways of each other and give it 3 good twists to make sure it's really tight and stays in there.
So Jade as well. She's 100% okay. The hats again. Frames came from Dollar Tree. The scarf also came from Dollar Tree.
Everything came from Dollar Tree except for the optional pieces. So if you wanted to just do the hat with, this bow up here and the Deco mesh here, so it would be without the pumpkin, the sparkle pick, and the sign. If you took these out, you can get all of those at the Dollar Tree. So you might have, I don't know, $10 in it maybe. These pieces are the optional pieces. If you wanted this exact look, you would want to purchase these. And this, as I said, you're only going to use about this much of it. You'll snip that off, and that's what goes behind there. So you would still have this much left to repurpose for other projects. This pumpkin pick, you can use any pumpkin pick. Dollar Tree also has pumpkin picks. Just a second. This I got at Hobby Lobby though, in a pack of 3 in the Halloween aisle. It came with an orange, a green, and a purple. And so out of a 3-pack, I'm able to use 1 in here. Dollar Tree does have other scarves like this. They have a black and purple design, and they have, I don't know, a black and kind of, I don't know, maybe it looks like money green, kind of a money green print, but it's a Halloween print. So you could use this 3-pack and maybe 3 different wreaths, or 3 different hats, actually. And then the sign, I mean, again, Dollar Tree has signs, maybe not this small, but this one did come from Hobby Lobby in the Halloween aisle as well. But you can use what you have. You don't have to be exact. Anything's gonna look good. So, anyway, so we've attached our first bundle to our frame, okay? So now, where did my Chenille sticks go? Here they are. My mouth is so dry. How long have we been going for?
Just over about 36 minutes or so.
Okay. We're probably going to go a little longer than an hour. I was going to try to keep this down to an hour, but I tend to get a little wordy when I'm nervous. All right, so we're going to take our next Chenille stem. And I suggest always putting your Chenille stem on the base first before you do your ruffles and stuff. That way your base is prepared when you pull your ruffles and put them bundled on here. If you're working on a circular wreath form, I will go ahead and put all the Chenille stems on at one time. But because this is just what it is, I kind of add them as I go, because you may have 3 in this section, 3 in this section, but because of the way they're laying, this section may only require 2, so it's not an exact science. I just kind of put them in and fill it in as I go. So I take the next Chenille stem, and in this same little section on the end, I'm going to wrap it around and just twist it once. It's on a frame, it's not going anywhere. Okay, so you've got your Chenille stem ready for your next bundle. Whoops.
Someone can't find any of the hats anywhere.
Yeah, it's getting hard to find the hats. My husband, he's a saint. He went out just to make a quick run to the grocery the other day and ended up going to, what, 3 Dollar Trees?
Yes.
And Joann's. So yeah, bless his heart. He's an angel. He's good to me. Okay, so again, we're doing the ruffle technique to fill the brim of this witch hat. And to do that, you take your mesh that's kind of curved like an arc.
Hola, Cristina.
Hola. Lay it down so it forms like an arc, okay? Find the center with your pointers and just use your other fingers to walk it in and scrunch it up so it looks like a ruffle, like a bow tie, okay? Handy Bodabra.
Thank you, Michelle.
Put it in. So I layer it. I do a black layer, then an orange layer, then a black layer. Again, you find your center. Use your fingers to walk it in. And put it in your Bodabra.
Gracias. Veronica's watching from Argentina.
Hi, Argentina. Welcome. Guys, if you like what we're doing here and you know somebody that might enjoy this, please share it. Give us some thumbs up and some hearts.
Sandra 6, we can read your comments. It's just, it's really going really fast, so I'm just trying to keep up as best as I can. So I apologize if I don't get to everybody's questions. Like we said, you can always go back and watch this again from the beginning. Fast forward, rewind, you know, what you normally do on a Facebook video. We'll try to keep up, and we will post this on our page so you can go back and refer to it later on if you weren't able to save it to your own.
Thank you, honey. Well done. All right, so I just looped up the Deco mesh tubing, and put it with my little ruffle bundle. I'm kind of moving the other mesh. I don't know if you can see if that's in the way. Moving the other mesh back a little bit so I can access my Chenille stem. And I'm laying it in. And just pulling it really tight and giving it 3 good twists. Okay. If you want, let's, there it is, okay. It's like, where did the other one go? Where are the chenille stems? Ha, it twisted.
For everybody asking about zooming in, right now we're working off of iPhone. We're hoping to get a much better camera in the near future, so we can do a little bit better, so you guys can actually zoom in or actually see up close.
Okay.
But moving to iPhone and all that get kind of jumpy, and some people are a little sensitive to that, so we apologize for not doing that. But for right now, we're doing what we can with what we've got, and hopefully as this gets further along, we'll be able to increase the equipment that we have.
If you want to see anything specifically, any aspect of what I'm doing, please let me know, and I can hold it closer to the camera and give you a little better explanation if you're curious. I don't mind. I'm here as long as it takes to finish this project and answer all you guys' questions. So if you tune in with me that long, that's how long we'll be here. Oh, I forgot to put my chenille stem in. Getting ahead of myself. Okay, next chenille stem.
I'm trying to read everybody's comments to it as you guys go. But, again, I'm sorry, you guys are really typing really fast for me. And so I'm trying to get there and hopefully be able to answer questions as they come in and get her to the answers.
If you want to swing it around, I can help you read as we go.
How long was the mesh cut for?
The mesh is cut at 10 inches and it is 5-inch Deco mesh. So I have my chenille stem on. I'm going to work on my next bundle. Find the center. Just use your fingers.
They want to know where you put the Cheryl stems at.
Can you see the frame? Right here. Here, you know what? I can show you better. I've got a whiteboard right here. So there's a base. I took the tinsel off. And that base is what I'm tying the chenille stem on. Now be careful and not, don't tighten them down too tightly because the base is made of plastic. It is from the Dollar Tree. So you don't want to break it. So I hope this helps you guys see a little bit. And next time I think I'll opt for maybe a lighter tablecloth so you guys can see. I wore all black and the tablecloth all black so you can see the project and I wouldn't distract, but if that's kind of an issue, I don't mind. I'm wearing something a little more visible next time. All right, so chenille stem is on. We have our first black ruffle in. We're gonna do our orange one next. Find your center. Use your fingers.
Thank you, everybody that's kind of answering the questions as well as they come up. Yes, there's about 670 of you viewers right now, and it's going by so quickly. But again, I do appreciate the fact that some of you are being able to answer who have been with us from the beginning of this video, and answering some of the questions for us, and or answering the questions for me since I'm the one who's trying to keep up and type as these go by. So, but again, this is our first video, and with everybody's feedback, we will do our best to make it, improve it, and make them better, and so everybody can enjoy them. Thank you.
It sounds like we have an upset little guy. It's about bedtime for our little man. So I'm just tying that next bundle into the chenille stem and twisting it 3 good times. We're gonna go back and you know what, let's just do it as we go. As you finish tying on your chenille stem, take your wire cutters and cut it off fairly close to where you twisted it, and then use your fingers to fold it over so there's no pokey edges. And then we won't have to go back and retrace our steps. Because in my head, when I planned this, it was going to go fairly quickly. I had everything cut and prepared, and yeah. So, okay, here's how. You know what, I'm gonna leave this board right here.
Fort Lost in the Woods, thanks for showing up.
Here's how we look so far. Everybody see good?
Come here, Lolo. Over here,
All right. So, voila. This is something that I finished the backs of my wreaths with. For those wreaths that have open centers, and Deco mesh mainly, because sometimes you do have to do a lot of wiring with floral wire and zip ties, and those are kind of ugly from the back. I'll trace out the wreath pattern on here and spray paint it a color to match the wreath, and put that in the back of the wreath just to tidy up the back and make it cleaner. I'm kind of OCD about things like that. Not necessary by any means, just something that I do.
So, hi everyone, this is Logan. Lolo.
I don't think they can see him. Come here, Lolo. Come here. Come over here. Crawl under. This is my 5-year-old, Lolo. Say hi. Look up there. Camera. Say hi.
Say hi, Bubba's.
Hi.
All right. Mwah. All right. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to take our next Chenille stem.
Look at all those people are saying hi.
Oh, look at all your hearts. Look at all the hearts, Bubba. Aww. Guys, this is my crafty guy. He has his own craft box. It's a big box with a lid and a handle, a carrying handle, and he gets crafty with me. He likes going into Hobby Lobby and all the craft stores and walking up and down the aisles with me. And he'll be like, Mom, look at this. You could put this in your wreath. Gotta start them young.
All right, Bubba. The switch so your brother can go
All right.
to that too. Okay? Come here.
So I'm just getting my next Chenille stem tied onto my base. I want to kind of put it in the top because we have to fill in all of this as well.
Why those hearts?
Yeah, all
Those
hearts.
are hearts for you because they think you're cute. Hi, this is my big guy Hayden.
Hey guys.
He has aspirations of becoming a YouTuber for
Yes.
gaming
Yes.
when
Hope I
he's
do.
old enough. I told him that Mommy's going to learn, the ropes doing her lives, and then we'll be prepared when he's ready to do his.
I can see, look at I'm saying hi.
You got hearts too. Look at you. That's awesome.
And the dab.
And the dab, yeah.
And the dad.
Okay, so
Hey guys.
we got our next Chenille stem on. Uh-oh, sorry. I didn't mean to hit that. All right.
Leave a comment if you like my mom's work. She is awesome.
Aww.
And you're the best mom ever.
Oh, I love you. They were not paid or bribed to say that, I promise. I do have good boys.
Cute.
They're mama's
LOL.
boys.
Hi Hayden, you're so adorable. Hayden, future YouTuber.
Hayden, future YouTuber. Yes.
Alright, guys.
All right. Okay, so we're still making our little bundles.
Hello.
Okay, guys.
You sounded like a minion. All right.
Hello.
Our Deco tubing that we cut at 20 inches. Okay, well, some of them may be a little shorter. Like I said, it's not an exact science. I just kind of use one, pull it, measure, cut. So you take and hold about this far down on your tail, make a loop, and I just twist it one time in the middle. It helps me hold it.
Thank you, Deco Exchange. I will let him know that.
Hi, Damon. I know I'm not in your paid group, but I do watch you in your lives all the time. Yeah. And I learned the bow dabber trick for holding the ruffles from watching you. I haven't done your Damon bow yet, but I'm hoping to try that in the next couple of days. I just actually saw the video for it, or a post for it, yesterday. And I haven't had a chance to get it out my Pro Bow and try it yet.
How many cuts do you make of the orange and black again?
For filling the Deco mesh cuts, we do 36 10-inch cuts of the black, and we do 18 10-inch cuts of the orange, because I put 2 black and 1 orange in each bundle. And then the Deco tubing, we do 19 of each color, and they're 20-inch strips.
He said, I'm glad you're using it, the Bodepper, correctly.
Right? Invaluable tool. Or is that valuable? Oh, boy, I better look that one up. Shannon, my bestie, where are you? You would correct my grammar. Okay, so don't let me get ahead of myself. I have this nasty habit of getting ahead of myself and getting my bundle made and then realizing, oh, I forgot to put my chenille stem on. So, yeah, gonna cut this one off, the last chenille stem that we put in. I'm gonna cut it off and fold it over so there's no pokey edges. And I'm gonna take my, hi Lolo, he's so cute. He's a camera ham. So here goes another chenille stem, just looping it around the base, giving it a quick twist. It doesn't have to be on there tight. I actually prefer not to tie them on super tight because I'll go and kind of scoot the bunches together a little bit as we get further down because it's gonna start filling out really quickly. So I'm gonna start trying to go a little faster doing these so we can get this made. I appreciate those of you still tuning in. If you like what we're doing, please like our page and share it if you know anybody who might want to make this. If you want to make this for yourself or for someone else later, you can share it to your page as well and go back and you can watch this tutorial again. And then it'll be a lot easier because you can fast forward just to the parts that you really want to see. This being our first live, it was, you know, a lot of talking, and but I wanted to introduce ourselves and give a little backstory as to how we got started. Okay, so I just loop them up like this. It doesn't have to be even or exact. I pull up the ruffles that I made and just squeeze them all together. And for my achy hands, this is probably the hardest part for me. But making, I mean, different techniques require different things of your hands. And this one is the hardest, in my opinion. So you just lay it into your open chenille stem.
They're from all over the country.
And you tie it in tight.
Crazy.
Give it 3 good twists so it won't come open. Okay, then take your cutters, cut it off close to the end, and fold it over. Okay, so see, we're getting fairly full now. All right, next, another chenille stem. Do we have any questions out there?
Did you get the scarf from Dollar Tree?
I did get the scarf. Honey, do you want to go get the other 2 styles? Have Lolo go get them?
Yeah. Lolo, do you want to go get those for Mama?
What?
Over in that bag on the desk, there are the scarves that Mama's using to make these hats. So I'm just taking another chenille stem and putting it on the frame. Again, there is no rhyme or reason to this one. On a circular work frame, you put them every 5 inches, but on here I just kind of eyeball it because there is, you know, just little sections and it's hard to say exactly how many go in each section. So, okay, here are these scarves from the Dollar Tree. Since I'm wearing black, you should be able to see this fairly well. So here's this pattern. It says Happy Haunting, and it's got like tombstones. And then here is the other one. It's purple, and it's got green bats and spider webs and orange pumpkins. I don't know, can y'all see this fairly well? So here's this pattern. I'll bunch it up so it's kind of opaque. There's that pattern. And then there's this pattern. So, okay, so yeah. I thought it was awesome when I first saw Debbie of Debbie's Wreaths and Things, her tutorial on doing Santa hats. And you know, they were covering this part with the Deco mesh. And when I saw these scarves hanging there, they were on an end cap all alone by their lonesome little selves. And I'm like, you know what? I can use those to cover the hat with instead of using Deco mesh. Because personally, Deco mesh is, it's scratchy. It's a different texture. But this is super soft. And it just adds a different dimension, you know, to the hat. So, okay. Let's get another chenille. Oh, no, I did put another chenille stem on, so let's make another bundle. I need to learn how to work while I talk.
We do have an SD page. If you go to the Facebook page and
You can type the link in.
okay.
There's a way to pin it. I'm not sure because I can't see it over there.
I will figure that out.
I know the guys that I've been learning from, they pin stuff to the page.
Okay. Go over there and watch TV. You're gonna sit right there.
Right, the Deco tubing. We're just leaving a little tail, looping, looping, twist. Pull out your ruffle, attach the bundles.
For those of you leaving us, good night. Thank you for watching.
Good night, guys. Thank you. Thank you for being patient, and I feel so blessed to have so many of you guys that joined us for our very first live. Stay tuned, more to come. I will be doing tutorials. All right, so another bundle on. We put another chenille stem on. And it's just wash, rinse, repeat, guys. Super easy. It does take a little bit of time, but it's super easy. You're cute, Willow. All right, so our ruffles. Find your center and just use your fingers to scrunch it up in the middle. And I am doing 3 pieces of Deco mesh per bundle. I do 2 black and 1 orange. They are cut at 10 inches.
Hello, careful.
And I just layer them in like this. And this technique is called the ruffle technique. If you guys want to look it up on YouTube, you know, there are other ways to use this technique in wreaths. All right, so you're tubing, loop.
If you're wondering where we're currently located at, we are in the state of Washington.
Greater Seattle area. It's
you're-
like 50 degrees today. Our fireplace is going. Yeah.
If you're wondering where Melissa's originally from Kentucky, from California. We met while I was stationed with the 101st Airborne, Screaming Eagles.
We've been together almost 12 years. 10 of that was his military career.
So this tubing right here was just for decoration, correct?
It's called Deco mesh tubing. And let's see, it comes in a package that looks like this. And you can get it at the Dollar Tree. Right now they have this at the Dollar Tree in black and purple and orange for Halloween. And they're just now starting to put out Christmas stuff. And they have green and kind of like an iridescent white and a red. And I think they might even have a gold. I'm not sure on that one. But as you know, time progresses, they'll start getting more of the Christmas stuff out, and they'll have plenty of this on hand. So like I said, most of these supplies can be found at the Dollar Tree. Very, very easy to make.
Are you showing off the business card? Showing off the business card? Okay.
The optional items are going to be the orange sparkle pick, the orange pumpkin, and the sign. You can find variations of these at Dollar Tree. They won't be identical. I did get the sparkle pick, the pumpkin, and the sign at Hobby Lobby. And I will provide the item numbers at the end of this live for those of you that want to find the specific ones to create this exact piece. But use what you have. You know, that's the great thing about crafting is you don't have to be exact. Just use what you have. Like for the ribbon, you can use scraps. We're only going to use an 8-inch strip of 4 different ribbons. So if you're like me, I have a big Ziploc bag that if I have, you know, an end piece of a ribbon, I don't throw it away. I save it because when you're doing like multiple projects of one theme, you know you're going to use it later. like the sparkle pick here. You're only going to use about that much of it, and then you have all of that left to repurpose for other projects. So again, we're just doing the ruffle technique.
I was stationed at Fort Campbell.
Recruiting battalion.
After Fort Campbell, we were stationed in Arizona and spent time with the Arizona Recruiting Battalion. During that time, I was deployed, and our oldest, Hayden, that you guys saw earlier, decided to show up 3.5 months early.
He was born at 25 weeks.
So yes, he was 25 weeks gestation, 1 pound, 1 ounce.
Spent his first 6 months in the NICU.
Then after that, we got stationed in Hawaii. From Hawaii, we got stationed at Fort Carson, Colorado. And then from Fort Carson, we ended up at Joint Base Lewis McChord.
And we loved Washington so much that when he got out of the Army, we decided to call it home.
I can't go any further.
Like I said, it's, you know, it's 50 degrees outside and rainy, and we've got our fireplace going. So it's kind of, it's funny because I see all the Facebook posts from you guys in the South, and I'm from the South, I'm from Kentucky, but I see all you posting about, you know, wishing for the fall weather, and we have it already.
You want to show them the hat again?
Yes, yeah, sure. Let me put it on the white background so you can, so it'll pop. Can you guys see that?
What's that doing?
I'm sorry if I'm messing up the ribbon with my hands. But yeah. I say to everybody that looks at the pictures, and I'm sure all of the wreathers would agree, that pictures don't do them justice. They are so much prettier in person. So it's like when I ship out my wreaths, I want my customer, when they open the lid to that box, to go like, wow, because what they expected and what they thought they were getting is so much better when they open that box. We do have an Etsy shop, and it has a few things in it right now. We do both work, so I'm trying to do this and work and be mommy, and our 10-year-old, he is a special needs kid, so he has lots of appointments that we go to every week. So it takes a lot of time, a lot of his time. So yeah, I don't get my shop stocked very quickly, but it is being stocked, and I do have, how many do we have right now? One with the hats, like 4 hats.
4 hats, but we haven't gotten a chance to post an Etsy yet.
Yeah, we've got 4 hats, and a Christmas burlap wreath that I'm going to try to get posted tonight before I go to bed. So again, we're just attaching another chenille stem to our base, giving it one quick twist. Okay, so bundle, 2 black and 1 orange per bundle. And there's going to be 18 bundles if you want to pre-cut your mesh before you start your project. That's what I did here, thinking that it was going to save us a lot of time and I could do this in an hour. Because honestly, it didn't take me that long when I sat down to do the original one. But that's kind of the way it goes. Sometimes I have a very distinct, clear vision, and I can sit down and it comes to life, you know, just boom, like that. And then sometimes I have a cloudy, kind of muddled vision, a good idea, and I sit and I mull over it and I stare at it. And then I have to go to bed and sleep on it. So yeah, creativity kind of comes and goes. It waxes and wanes, I guess. So you take your Deco mesh tubing and you just loop it and give it a twist. Kind of helps hold it together. You pull up your ruffled bundle, squish it all together, and it doesn't have to be exact. The fun of it is kind of a messy bundle.
For everybody asking, I just posted the Etsy page up again.
Keep in mind the hats are not on there yet. They will be posted later tonight. My time management sometimes is lacking. I ran out of time. so I apologize, but they will be on there tonight if you guys are interested. We do ship to the United States. No international shipping right now, only because I'm not familiar with customs and stuff. So that is something that we are going to offer in the very near future, just after I find out a little bit more of how I have to handle that.
Yes, it's your book, I know. But right now it's
All right.
almost turned.
So I had already put an extra chenille stem on there, so we're going to make our next bundle. And see,
Yes.
I mean, see how quickly we're almost full and ready to, you know, finish off what I call the polish. That's the pretty stuff. This is the base, and all the little, you know, signs and picks and stuff. That's the polish. So making a bundle. And for those of you just joining, I used the Bodabra. It is a bow maker, but I don't use it to make bows. I use it to hold my ruffles. Uh-oh, I don't want to fall. And I suffer from rheumatoid arthritis. So any help I can give my achy hands, I do. I take every shortcut I can when it comes to having to pinch and twist and hold, because I can't do it. I wouldn't be able to do this. So we're doing the ruffle technique. You just find the center and you squish and make little bow ties. And then push it down in the center. The Bodabra you can get at, I don't know if you have a Joann's near you or a Michael's or a Hobby Lobby. You can get them at most of those craft stores. I even believe Walmart might carry them. Can't say for sure. But you can pick them up for, I think, under $15 without a coupon. But if you're a crafter, you know that Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, all those places offer coupons if you have a mobile app or have signed up for their texting and stuff. So use a coupon on it. They all offer at least a 40% off, sometimes 50 and 60% off. So you can score that bow maker real cheap. And you don't have to use it for what I'm using it for. I did purchase a much better bow maker called Pro Bow the Hand. It just makes better bows, in my opinion. This will work just fine for someone starting out, a beginner.
You're getting a lot of thanks for sharing that already too.
Yeah? Oh,
Why there's
a few people. There's a few people. What happened to the hearts?
Yeah.
I don't know what
gentle
happened to
hugs
the hearts.
for those RA sufferers. You have a special place in my heart because we look normal. We don't look sick. Nobody knows what it's like to be us. So thanks. God, I'm going to get all weepy. I'm kind of an emotional sap sometimes. All right. Another Chenille stem.
Oh, there's a heart.
Pipe cleaner.
Oh, there's some more hearts.
Thank you guys.
Emojis.
Yeah.
The best advice that I got before coming on here, I messaged my mentor, Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor that I told you about. I messaged him and I'm like, I'm doing my first live. Any last minute suggestions? And he's like, just be yourself. So
Nick also asked to tell you a little bit about yourself. What is your favorite kind of designs to create?
oh wow, my favorite designs.
Don't do that.
I guess right now
Next time.
Deco mesh, just because I like doing Deco mesh wreaths. They're fun. You can kind of get crazy with them.
Hayden.
With your embellishments, adding lots of really funky ribbon, bright colors. So I like doing those a lot. I am trying right now to foster my creativity into doing some burlap, more design pieces that require a lot of thought process, and me being just self-taught and spending, late nights studying YouTube videos on how everything, gets put together that's appealing to the eye. So I don't know it all yet. I'm learning, very much learning. Nick has been a great teacher.
Not that way. Not.
All right. So, actually, the Christmas one that I'm going to get into the shop tonight is a burlap rustic snowman one that I like. But again, I think we're our own worst critic, and I'm always going to be critical of my own work. And it's funny because I told JC the other day, I'm like, I've posted pictures of my designs out there, and people comment on the things that you know, don't really bother me about that piece. They don't even see what I consider a flaw or a mistake. But that's because that's my own personal, I don't even know what word I'm looking for here. That's me in that piece, and I want it to be perfect. But what is perfect in my eyes may not, you know, may have already been, or not perfect in my eyes, may have already been perfect in someone else's. Boy, I got stumbled on those words. So we're just laying our little bundles into our chenille stems. Oh, loopies came undone, so I just squish it back in. Okay, laying it in our chenille stem, pulling it tight. I pull opposite each other like this, so it gets real tight against the frame. You don't want a loose bundle because they'll eventually come out. And these pieces are meant to, you know, use for the season and then store and pull out again next season. So you want them to stay intact. So, all right, we're looking good. Uh-oh, it came out. All right, well in that case, because I've already cut my chenille stem, see, my little loopy came out. And I've already cut my chenille stem, so I can't open it back up. And this, you just cut it. Cut it. It's gonna have a tail. It's fine. There is no exact science. And honestly, can you tell that there was not a second black loop in that bundle? No. So.
Thank you, Sue Elma.
Hi, Slemma. Oh, I love you, Sue. You're awesome. Thank you. Guys, we just got an Etsy sale. Thank you.
We'll get it out as
I'll get it boxed up probably in the morning and try to get it out tomorrow. If not, it'll be Tuesday.
Where's dinner?
So where's dinner? Right behind us.
All right.
Or Daddy still has to cook it.
Yeah, we're grilling tonight.
Okay.
I know that probably seems late to some of you because you're East Coast, but we're in Seattle, so it's not super late here. It is a little late, but unfortunately, we're one of those families that has always done things a little later. I don't know. It's a hard habit to break. Okay, so we did cut our Deco mesh into 10-inch strips, and we're using the ruffle method to make little bow ties like this. We use 3 pieces of the Deco mesh per bundle, 2 black and 1 orange. So you see how the Deco mesh just kind of curves in this arc. I lay it face down so it forms like an arc, and that's how I form my ruffle. I find the center, and I just use my fingers to scooch it up. Is that a word, scooch? To scrunch it up, smush it up. Okay, see? And there, I have my 3 bow tie ruffles. My bow dabra is holding my ruffles, sparing my hands. So you take your next Deco mesh tubing, make your little loopies, twist in the middle. Uh-oh, wait a minute, did I put my chenille stem on there? I did not. So, if you get to this point and realize, like I do a lot, that you forgot to put your chenille stem on there to receive your bundle, just take your loopies, and look, the bow dabra holds them too. Love it. So, I've got to dry it out. Hang on, guys.
Chris, the item for the Seahawk wreath, the helmet was bought at the Seattle team store, which was very difficult for me to walk into, due to the fact that I'm a 49er fan.
All right, guys. So we're just attaching another chenille stem to our base to receive this bundle. So, pull your bundle out, squish it up in the center, and this is the hardest part for achy hands. Really, it is. Because you have to hold somewhat of a little bit of pressure on it to keep the Deco mesh from, you know, kind of getting unruly. It's a stiff material. So you do it, pull it real tight, and give it 3 quick twists. And then you cut your chenille stem off, kind of near the base, and fold it over so there's no pokey ends sticking out. And just kind kind of take and scrunch it and fluff it. Yeah, so it looks like we've got maybe 4 or 5 more bundles to put in here, and then we're almost done. The rest of the part goes fairly quickly. Chenille stem. Do we have any questions?
Let's see, how many Chenille stems are you using?
18. There are 18 bundles in this brim part.
Do you have 2 rows that you tie on?
I tie on 3 rows, actually. That's a great question. Let me pull out the whiteboard. I think I should cut this down, lay it down. Okay, so if you can see on the frame here, there's this bottom row, there's an inner row, and then there's kind of like these bars that go down. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bars that go down. So I make sure that I put a bundle on each one of those 5 bars, okay? That's what's going to give you your height and fullness up here. Then, the only thing that I really do specifically for the bottom is when you're first starting to add bundles, in this first little tailed section right here, this first little section, I do 1 here on the top, 1 in the middle, and 1 on the bottom. So starting, I always make sure there are 3 there, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other end. Make sure there are 3. As far as how many you put in the middle, that in each section, that can just be you on how full you like it. But for this, I did use 18. What are you giggling for?
I was referred to as Melissa's husband. You're up to 1,300 followers on your business page.
Oh my God. Wow, guys, we started this live video at 600 likes. We got our 600th like about a half hour before our live started, and now we're over 1,300. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That shows me that you are enjoying what I am doing. One thing
Thanks, Mom.
Hi, Mom. I love you, Mom. One thing I do want to say about Deco mesh is it frays, and there's not really anything you can do about it. You can try to minimize it with adhesive spray. So once you're done with the whole piece, you can spray it with adhesive spray and let it dry, and that kind of seals it a little bit. I mean, the more you handle cut Deco mesh, the more it's gonna fray. And I've learned to embrace it and just consider it part of the look, because for an OCD person, that could drive you crazy. All right, so we have a chenille stem put on our base. We're gonna make another bundle. Here. Would it help you guys if I just worked on this white base? Maybe. Then you can see more of what I'm doing.
I see. Nobody popped that up yet.
Okay.
How many scarves does it take?
Scraps of...
No, how many scarves?
Scarves. Well, I think it's personal preference. When I did this piece, it was the first time I did it, and I used 2. But this piece, I've only used 1, because, you know, when you make a piece the first time, you learn things that you can do differently next time, maybe even a little better. And that's what I did on this one. Because I don't take the tinsel base off, can you hand me one that doesn't have that still has the tinsel on it that I haven't started?
Yeah. Okay.
Because I leave the tinsel on, I feel like it gives better coverage. So I think 1 scarf covers just fine. I mean, I'm holding it up to the light and I cannot see through it. So that's good coverage to me. So in my personal opinion, 1 scarf is all it will take to make this design. So we're looking at 1 base, 1 scarf, 3 rolls of black Deco mesh, the 5-inch, 1 roll of orange Deco mesh, the 5-inch, 1 package of orange tubing, 1 package of black tubing, 1 package of black chenille stems, and then your optional, you know, sign and pumpkin. Very cheap and easy to make. But here's what the hats look like before and after. Here, let me move my mesh out of the way. So this is what they look like. And when I start, I just take the word boo off, and I take this square that's part of, you know, the decoration on the hat. I take those 2 pieces off, and I only take off the tinsel from the silver part down. I leave all of this, and that's what helps keep the base and give it good coverage. So that's how we start. Yes.
So we can kind of push this along a little bit. The video will be shared on the page. You're more than welcome to go back and rewind it. So she can at least, we appreciate the questions and I appreciate everybody helping out with answering the questions for her as we go as well. Again, if you can refer to some of the comments or if you have a question, just review the video back again. And we'll go ahead and get this knocked out and you guys can see the finished product.
For those of you that can't continue watching to finish the piece, I understand life, trust me. I will post your questions and I will go back after the feed and answer specifically any questions that you may have. I will be posting a supply list with the product numbers to get the optional 3 pieces to create this exact design from Hobby Lobby. I will give you those product numbers from Hobby Lobby. And I will also tell you the measurements and the cuts of all of the materials that I use. So I will prepare you with everything you will need to make this on your own. So yeah, again, if you have any specific questions and you can't stick around, please leave them in the comments and I will address them.
Promise.
Yeah, I am not a multitasker where I can talk and read and do this. So I'm gonna make the wreath. I know we've been on here a little longer than an hour, and that I was trying to keep it under an hour. But yeah. So, okay.
Diane, no, I am not her son. I am her husband.
That is a new one because most people think that he's the older one.
You really want to go into that right now?
No, we got to get better lighting.
Yeah.
I robbed him from the cradle when he was a mere 25 years old.
You went there.
I did go there, honey. I'm proud of that. I love you. I'm happy of our 11 years together. I'm happy that you're supportive of my dream. That's what I'm happy of. Alright, so we just attached another chenille stem or pipe cleaner. For those that don't know what a chenille stem is, a pipe cleaner to our base. And as you can see, we don't have much room left. So we are almost done filling this. Probably 4 more bundles. I just lay my mesh down. I find the center and I scrunch it up to make a little bow tie. Like that. You know, see? A little bow tie. Alright. Doo-doo-doo. Alright. Okay, orange piece. Find your center. Use your fingers to scrunch it up. Okay, and plop her in. There we go. Okay, I have tried all my life not to have a southern accent, and just because I'm nervous, I can tell everything I'm saying has the country twang to it. I am from Kentucky. Alright, so, Deco mesh tubing. Tails, loopy, loopy. Some are longer than the others.
Thank you, Diane. That's very appreciative.
What did Diane say?
That I look so young.
Aw, you do, baby. You have a baby face when you shave.
Yeah.
He wants to grow a full beard. And he's super sexy with a full beard. But, I don't know. It irritates my chin, so it keeps my chin broken out. And I fuss at him. Poor guy. He really wants one badly, but he doesn't because he wants to appease me. What do you ladies think? Should he?
Oh, the beard's coming.
Oh no, I may not even have a choice in this. Alright, we are almost done. Let's see, a couple more chenille stems, I think, and that'll do it. You just fold them in half, bend them in half, and I just like loop it around the bar on the frame. That's all I'm doing.
Mom, hey, not, wow, a lot of no beards.
No beards?
There's a lot for no beards. Beard for the winter. Linda, I like you.
Alright. So, in each bundle, we're going to use 3 pieces of Deco mesh. 2 black, 1 orange. And I do use about 18 bundles for this hat. If you don't mind it being a little less full, you could get away with using a few less. Again, I want to encourage everybody to use what you have on hand. Crafting is not about going out and spending a ton of money buying supplies to make something that you saw on Pinterest or Facebook. It can be cost effective, but it's something that everybody can do on any budget. Dollar Tree. And it's beautiful. Okay, Deco mesh tubing.
I have a great smile.
Oh, honey, that was one of the things that drew me to you. I have a confession. I met him on MySpace.
Oh boy.
I saw his picture, and it was just of him sitting in a chair, and he was flashing his arm tattoo. So I sent him a message, hey, nice tat. And that was kind of all it took. And the rest was a whirlwind. So yeah, and I mean, we are one of the success stories. We met on MySpace, and almost 12 years later, we're still going strong. We are a military, well, an ex-military family. He's retired from the Army. So we've traveled a lot of places.
Oh, poor Baka. I'm sorry. Is this better for you now, buddy? I miss you. Hey, I still drink my cherry Coke Slurpee because of you.
What? Rita, I can't wait to spend some time with you guys. I really miss you. I can't wait for you to see the hats that I'm sending with your wreath that I did. I know I said that I was going to do one for each girl, but then I remembered that you have a little boy now too. So I was like, that's not fair for me to send both the girls one and not send him something. So I'm going to do 2 hats. Going to do one Halloween and one Christmas one, so you have a hat for each season for the kids. All right, so we're attaching a chenille stem to the base. So it looks like we're probably only going to do maybe two bundles more. 10-inch mesh, cut it, or 5-inch mesh, cut it 10-inch strip. Ruffle technique, so you lay it flat, find your center, squish it up. Okay. There was a question. Did it get lost?
It got lost.
I apologize if we're missing any questions. This is our very first live, and not really sure how things work. I mean, I've watched many lives, but on the other end, it's a little different. So I apologize. We will get better as time goes on. Got to learn somehow.
Yes, the Christmas hats will be coming, but I'm a big believer that since it's not Thanksgiving yet, we don't talk about Christmas quite yet.
We will. Mommy does.
We need to get through Halloween first, and then we can discuss Christmas.
He's a Grinch. Don't listen to him. There will be hats that go in probably in the next 3 or 4 days. Like I said, I do this in my off time. I do work at a biomedical research and design or development company. So I don't have a lot of extra time.
I'm being called Cass now. So if some of you see the name Cass, that's also what I'm referred to as is my previous boss is one of our fans, as well as our first
Wreath sale. She bought our very first. She was our very first sale. She's our family, basically.
I believe if she called me anything other than Cass, I would feel weird.
I'll explain why Cass, because I don't think anybody knows our last name.
Okay, yes, our last name is Castellanos, and sometimes it's easy for some folks to say and not so easy for others. So sometimes I'm just referred to as Cass or JC. Yeah, that's
when I'm at work and the UPS or FedEx guy comes to the door and rings the bell, I sign for the package, and then they always ask you, what's your last name, or the last name, and I'll do Castellanos, because that might help you spell it easier instead of Castellanos. Okay, so we are running out of tubing. That means we're almost done. Okay, Deco tubing, loop and twist. your bundle together.
I know some of you have asked her how long she's been doing this. It's a total of
A month.
a month. Yes, 1 month.
I have a fabulous mentor. He's young, but very talented and full of knowledge. If you guys want to learn more than what I've been able to teach you, you can go check him out at Nick's Seasonal Decor. His name's Nick Creticos. He does have a group that you can pay to be in, and he will teach you just like he teaches me. And you can learn what I've learned.
Oh, Sherry, I know that Christmas sales are starting. Not saying that
Right.
we're not buying the Christmas stuff. It's just that it's not Halloween yet, so Christmas stuff doesn't go up in our home yet.
Don't listen to him. I put the tree up the day after Thanksgiving, sometimes the day of Thanksgiving, and I have done it the week before Thanksgiving. So don't let Mr. Gruff Bear over here fool ya. All right, guys, I think I'm only gonna put one more in here just because I think maybe this end needs a little bit more fullness. So I'm just going to kind of move the mesh out of the way and squeeze one more in here. Okay, this is going to be the last bundle that we attach, and then we'll move on to the ribbon and the decorations. Okay. So just find your center, bunch it up.
Will we be making a live Christmas hat?
I am going to do I may not do it live, but I am going to do some tutorials that I will post on my page on YouTube that you can go. I'm going to do this hat repurposed into a scarecrow hat, and I'm going to do it repurposed into a Santa hat, an elf hat, and I'm probably going to even do some Santa sports themed hats. Haven't really figured out that exact design yet, but it's something I've got kind of going on in my head. So yeah, there are several things that you can repurpose these hats for. And I know that Dollar Tree is having a hard time keeping them in stock because this is kind of all over the place right now. Everybody's kind of doing this. But you can, from Dollar Tree, order online. You can get the product number, do a search, and you can order it online and have it shipped to store, or you can have it shipped to your home. However, you have to order like a case, and case is 24. But for something like the witch hats, if you make and sell these, or want to sell these, you know, a case is just 24 hats. So right there, you know that you are guaranteed 24 hats out of your purchase. Okay, so about 15 more minutes. Okay, so here is the base finished. Can everybody see that? Move this stuff out of the way. Yeah? Okay. So now we are going to do the ribbon. Ribbon is super easy. I have 4. Is my hot glue gun plugged in, honey?
It should be.
Yeah, it is. Okay. I have 4 coordinating color ribbon, Halloween themed. I've got orange and black, plaid, a solid black, a striped and pumpkin, and a black and orange polka dot. So I'm gonna have to move my cutting mat up here so I can measure. All right, you only need 8 inches of each ribbon. So I'm just going to lay it out, use my rotary cutter, and measure 8 inches. And I cannot stand my ribbon just kind of loose and going everywhere off the spool. So I just put a rubber band around it. It holds it in place. I don't put it tight so it doesn't crease my ribbon. It just kind of holds it there. So again, we're just doing 8 inches of each ribbon. Whoa. Okay. Is the hat blocking you guys?
Size of ribbons.
That is a 2.5 inch that he's holding. The pumpkin one is a 2.5 inch. These others are 1.5 inches. And they are wired ribbon. I don't particularly like working with non-wired ribbon because it's flimsy and doesn't hold its shape and it kind of goes everywhere. So I do prefer working with wired ribbon, but that doesn't mean that you can't use non-wired. You can always take your ribbon and lay it out and spray some adhesive on it and let it dry, and it kind of crisps up your ribbon that you could work with it better. But that's just personal preference. Always make sure you close the guard on this because these things are super sharp. I have cut myself, I've dropped it on my foot. It's just not a good thing. Always close your blade. Okay, so I'm going to take all my 1.5 inch ribbons and kind of line them up together and fold them in half, just like that, okay? I line them all up together and fold them in half. Then I'm going to cut from this folded part down to the end.
Again, the hats will be posted sometime tonight after we're done with the live feed, and hopefully by tomorrow morning you guys will be able to see some of the hats in the shop.
Okay, so all I did was cut a nice little, what they call a dovetail or a V-cut into the ends of my ribbon. It's just an added touch that I think looks so much better. So you fold it in half, you cut from the folded edge down to the tip, and that gives you your V-cut.
The name of our shop is Halo Creative Designs.
Okay, just dovetailing all my ribbons. You can do them all at once, but this one is fabric and it's really thick, so it wasn't cutting right.
It's H-Y-L-O.
H-A-Y. It's the name of our business comes from our two youngest, Hayden and Logan. So Hay and Low.
Did I say
all right.
E?
No.
Did I say E?
No, you said H-Y. Okay, so all I do, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. You're going to need some floral wire or a chenille stem. I prefer floral wire. Again, not necessary. You can use a chenille stem for this.
Yes, Ronnie, it's H-A-Y-L-O.
You can do at Halo Creative Designs in that, and it'll tag it again.
I just did that. I can do it again.
Okay. So the Deco mesh tubing, I'm doing the same thing as I did for the bundles. Okay. I'm going to have my Bodabra hold it. Okay. Then I just lay all the ribbon on top of each other like this, kind of make them even. Okay, then I fold them in half to find my center. And then I just scrunch them together just like that. Scrunch them together. And I'm going to take these and add them to the bundle.
Yes, this will repeat again. You'll be able to see it on our Facebook page for Halo Creative Designs. She will also post a list of all materials and where she got them from and where she purchased them from, correct? Yes.
All right.
So,
I cut my floral wire in half. If you have a chenille stem, you can cut it in half. I folded it like an upside down U. I put it across, and then I just twist it as tight as I can. The tighter you twist it, the better. You don't want it to come apart. So just twist it a few good times, and there you go. That's going to be the bow on the top of your hat. Now, since I covered the tip, I need to make a way to attach it, and I just take an ice pick and I poke a hole through the scarf so I can fit my wire through there. Okay, so take the ends of your wire and kind of feed it through that hole that you just made so you can attach it. Okay, just like that. Okay. You're going to wrap it around the wire in the back. Again, you have to poke a hole so your wire will go through, because this is not mesh. There are no holes in it. It's a scarf, so it functions a little differently than mesh. If it were mesh, you could the floral wire would go right through it, but this not so much. So yeah, just take and then give it 3 or 4 good twists so it stays tight.
Finished it.
You did.
And then take your wire cutters, clip the end
All right, good job.
of the floral wire. I'm sure you can't see. Clip the ends of your floral wire and fold them down into your base, kind of, so there's no sharp edges. So there you go. You have your bow on the hat. I think that black little leg there is a little long, so we're going to cut it down just a smidge. Okay. So there you go. You have your bow. All right. Now, we're about done, you guys. Now we're going to add the decorative part. This side. Okay. Going to cut the string and the tag off of the back of the sign. And I cut it as close to the staple that they put in it as possible. I didn't take the staple out. I don't see that it's necessary because it faces the back and nobody looks at the back.
Thank you for the help, everyone. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you to everyone who has answered questions.
Found it.
Babe.
Okay, sorry. I'm looking for, oh, there it is.
I found the key.
Sorry, I almost pulled the tripod down.
Found the key.
Okay. There's a little bit of controversy surrounding this piece that I'm going to show you next, and I just found out about it. I had been to attach signs, stapling in chenille stems that I then wired to a base to attach signs. But I saw a post on Facebook the other day about these little zip tie anchors. They're 1x1 zip tie anchors. And yes, I know some of the southern states have high heat and these might melt and fall off. But I just take and attach one to the center. And then I'm gonna go around the edge with a bead of E6000. This is some super duper adhesive.
Thank you, Helen.
Oh no. Okay, I think I might have glued the tube of E6000. We'll move on, I'll do this in a minute after the video. What you're gonna do after you attach your zip tie anchor, you're going to take the E6000 and just run a bead of it around the perimeter of it. That just helps adhere for heat. This stuff is awesome. There you go, honey. Okay, so that's what I do for that, and I take a zip tie. And remember I said it didn't have to be one this long. It could be any color, or it probably should be black or clear. But it could be one of the smaller, shorter ones, that's fine too. And you're just going to run it through your zip tie anchor like that, super easy. Okay, so I go here and I find the center spot where I want my sign to sit. So I find the center spot. Oops, I put it in upside down. You want to put the open tip going up and the little square part of the zip tie on the bottom, so it's easier to feed through. Thank you, honey.
I just got told not to put it in my mouth. So.
Yeah, I'm always fearful for his teeth.
You're spilling out there.
Okay. So what I do is I just take the top of that and I kind of pull the fabric down a little bit and I put it through to the back. And then I do the same for the other. And I kind of feel around and make sure that I am putting it around a bar, you know, so it's got some support. Okay, so just feed it through. And you can adjust the fabric, fix the fabric later. It's just wrapped around. Boy, I'm having a hard time finding the edge. Man, that doesn't really work. I'm gonna have to lay this down, so I'm sorry if you guys can't see this part. The sign says trick or treat. Oh, it's upside down. Thank you, because that would have been embarrassing to attach the sign upside down. Okay.
It tasted like cinnamon.
Okay, so I'm making sure that the zip tie wrapped around a bar on the hat frame, and I'm just pulling it through. Wow. Okay. If you get in a hurry, Melissa, things don't work as well. I have to talk to myself. All right, so I've got it wrapped through the base, the base and around a bar, and I just tighten my zip tie. And I kind of flip it around to the front and move the mesh out of the way so the sign kind of sits down in there. So I just pull the mesh down and set the sign in there. So it's got a nice little, I mean, I don't even have the zip tie tied, but you know, it's got a nice little secure home to sit on. And once I found that position, I then just tighten down my zip tie. Keep in mind you don't want to tighten it too tight because it will break your plastic frame. And then you just take your wire cutters and clip off the back little part there. And kind of turn it up. Use your thumb and push it up into the frame so it doesn't scratch anybody's door. Because when you clip it, it's got a little rough edge to it.
Thanks, Bobby.
So there you go. Your sign has been attached. And look, you can, you know, swing the sign around. Your wreath isn't going anywhere. Okay, for the next part, we do use a glue gun, or you can use E6000. I actually use both. I use the glue gun first because it attaches, and then I go back over it with the E6000 just as an extra layer of adhesive for those hot southern states. So let me pull my glue gun up here. Woo, come around. Okay. So I just take, because I'm facing the pumpkin forward, I kind of go and see where I want it. And I just leave the whole stick on it and just kind of set it in there. So that's kind of where we want it, right? That's kind of where I have it there. So then I just flip it around the back and use my hot glue gun and drizzle a little in there so it'll hold it. Just like that. And I give it a second to dry.
Where did you get the zip tie holders again?
I did get the zip tie holders at Dollar Tree as well. Dollar Tree is a pretty amazing store for some everyday things. Okay, so I just hot glue it in there for starters, for it to hold. And then I'll run a little bead of E6000 in there as well. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to use a paintbrush to paint that in.
Wait, is that scented?
Is this scented? It does. It's an adhesive. It's like an epoxy, so it does have an odor when you first use it, but it's like hot glue. It will dissipate after a couple of hours. So if you were purchasing this, it would come with no scent from our shop. But if you're doing this at home, expect it to smell like the epoxy for an hour or so, pretty much till it dries. After it dries, then there's no scent. And I have spidey senses, he would tell you, so yeah. So now, our pumpkin is hot glued in there. Again, it's not going anywhere. Okay, the last aspect of our wreath is adding our sparkle pick. So this, we're not going to use this whole thing in there. It would be kind of overkill. So we're just going to take one little section here that's got some a ball on it. And I'm going to cut those pieces off. And I'm just going to cut a few more pieces off like that. Okay. So this is all I did. Wow, the butterfingers.
Yes, Vicki, we will be definitely doing more videos.
Yes, and I will try to be better prepared and not be as wordy. We'll get right to the point. Okay, so I've kind of, you know, put them all together in a little bunch. And I want to take my finger and thumb and kind of give them a little bit of shape. Things kind of come out of the package and doing their own thing. And I want them to do my thing. And these things are pretty forgiving and you can manipulate them. So I take this and the other piece of my floral wire, oh here it is, or the chenille stem, whichever one you used half of on your ribbon, I take the other half and wrap it around these pieces just to bunch them together, because once you cut them off of this, they don't stick together anymore. You have to glue them or wire them together. So I wire them together just enough to hold, and then I cut the wire chenille stem off and kind of fold it back around. Again, no pokey edges. Okay. So I separate the pieces, they kind of stick together. So then all I'm gonna do, take glue, kind of drizzle some on top of those pieces. And then I'm just gonna lay it in here behind the pumpkin.
I finished it.
And I kind of hold the top of them so they will stick to the back of the sign. You know, it takes hot glue a minute for it to solidify a little bit, to hold something. Yes.
We have 20,000 views.
I do? Oh my gosh, this is amazing, guys. You know, I I'm sorry if it seems like I've been a little rude and kind of uber focused, but because I'm so nervous, I get stage fright really badly.
Okay, Daddy.
And I've talked in front of people all my life, but I have to do the breathing exercises and my preparation leading up to before I can, you know, speak in front of people. So I've tried to be uber focused and not think about the number of people that are out there watching. So I appreciate all you guys so much. All right, guys. Now, here is our completed project. This is a repurposed Dollar Tree witch's hat that looks like this, and it has now become this. All right, guys, that was it for our witch hat tutorial. So, yeah, real quick before our live ends, if you want to save this for later, share it to your page real quick so you can go back and watch it later. I will be answering any questions that you post in the feed. I will be answering any questions after the live ends.
Your mama says take a bow.
Thank you, Mama. I love you, Mama. Thank you and Dad for being so supportive as well. And Jade, I love you guys so much.
Oh, and my teeth are fine. Thank you for the concern. And I may or may not use pliers the next time. Just again,
Yeah, he's a man. So again, guys, thank you for joining in. I hope you will tune in for our next live.
Queensland
And
Australia.
yeah, if you guys want to add, if you guys do end up making this for yourselves or, you know, as a gift for somebody, please post a picture and tag Halo Creative Designs in it, or hashtag Halo Creative Designs. I would really love to see what you guys do with this and how you make it your own. Because again, these pieces are the optional pieces, these 3 pieces. You could just do the hat without the pumpkin and the sign, and it's still going to be cute. Yeah, I'd like to see what you guys do with this. Again, I'm Melissa with Halo's Designs and Halo Creative Designs, and thank you for tuning in. Bye, guys.
I actually have to go up there and turn
Yeah, you do have to turn it off,
so
don't you?
have to-
My remote only works when I'm doing video from my phone, not when I'm doing lives. So, okay, you can go turn it off, honey. Bye, guys. Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night and peace out.
That turned out great.
Daddy,
We're still live, honey.
I made this.